Hi, Eunice. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. Okay, Eunice. So let's do the homework. No, not the homework. It is the next unit. So give me a second. Well, the homework that we have, it is okay. Okay, so today we have to do unit 3, right? The future continuous and the object adjective clauses. Okay, let's start with the future continuous. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, when we talk about future continuous, Eunice, we are talking about the continuous way. In this case, we are talking about, we know that in future, we have two auxiliaries. So we are going to join two grammars. In future, we have will and we have be going to. And when we talk about continuous, we have to realize that we are talking about verb to be plus the verb with ing. The same for both auxiliaries. So what do we have here? If we want to make affirmative statements, we're going to do the subject plus our auxiliary in future. Okay, we're going to put future auxiliary because we can use maybe will or maybe be going to. Plus be plus verb with ing and the complement. For example, I will be traveling tomorrow. So, yo estaré viajando mañana. Future continuous. Okay. Or maybe I could use with be going to. I am going to be going to. The first be, we know that we have to change. We have to conjugate going to plus the next that it's going to be always static. Always be. Okay, we're not going to change. We're not going to do nothing. So I'm going to be traveling tomorrow. So, yo voy a estar viajando mañana. Okay. Negative. In negative, it's gonna be the same. We're going to put not. Okay. We're going to put not after the auxiliary. Not be and be going to. For example, she won't, the negative of auxiliary will, she won't be studying. Okay, she won't be studying for her test. Okay, or maybe she isn't. Okay, the first negative, the first being negative. In this case, we're going to put will not or the verb to be and be going to in the first auxiliary. So be not and after going to. She isn't going to be studying for her test. Okay. So if we want to make questions, we can do it. We're going to use first be. Sorry, the auxiliary, we're gonna do it separated because both are like not the same. Will, subject, be, verb with ing, and complement. For example, will you be, tú estarás, I don't know, will you be playing with them? ¿Tú estarás jugando con ellos? Yes. Yes, I will, right? Or maybe if we want to make questions with be going to, for example, are you, okay, are you going to be, the second be, always static. Are you going to be playing with them? Yes, I am. Sí, yo estaré, ¿no? Sí, yo voy a estar. Y listo. Esto es los dos futuros utilizando el continuo, ¿ok? Be going to. ¿Tenemos alguna pregunta hasta acá? Eunice?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Teacher.
what question do you have?
Um, when it's continuous, we have to put the verb in ing, right?
Yes, always.
Okay. So if we're going to ask a question, it first has to be will or auxiliary.
Yes, yes.
Okay, teacher. I was just
Always with the auxiliary, okay?
okay, teacher.
So here in the examples, we can see some others. For example, with will. Will be practicing this afternoon. So always the first auxiliary in future, be and the ing continues in the future. Future continues this afternoon. Or maybe we could use contractions too. Okay. She will be waiting for you. She'll be waiting for you. If we want to do negatives, she will not be playing in the next game or she won't be playing in the next game. We can use be going to. The first be is going to be conjugated and the second always static with the verb with ing. So Nick will be playing in the next game or Nick is going to be playing in the next game. So both are going to be okay. Okay, so that's it about this grammar. Okay, Eunice. So now, did you take notes about the structures, Eunice?
I'm going to take a picture.
Ah, okay. Perfect. So let's go to the platform in order to do the exercises, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher is Jackie's biggest scene, right?
No, you need 3. Yes, grammar. And the future continuous 1. Okay. Okay. So what happened here? Siempre pasa esto. When we use the verb, the auxiliary with be going to, most of the people used to have this problem. Why? Because you are using yes, the be going to, but you are not using the be and the verb with ing, the continuous. So you are using only the future, not the continuous. So Nick is going to be given the continuous way. Okay. In
Oh,
all of them, you used only the auxiliary will, the auxiliary be going to, but not the continuous. Okay, so let's correct it.
okay, teacher. Teacher, when it's negative or positive and continues, we have to put always the verb with ing also.
Yes, also, but we have to put the negative in the verb to be.
It's going
Okay.
to be given me.
Yes, in this case, it's going to be given. Given me an exclusive, yes.
Going to be playing.
Isn't going to be play, yes. Are going to, yes. Going to be spending, yes. Always in continuous.
Okay, teacher.
Excellent. So now let's do, okay. And these objective clauses, okay? we're gonna see what does it refer with objective clauses. And we already saw before these adjective clauses. And you are gonna remember now. For example, when we talked about, I will show you, okay. When we talked about for describing things. Adjective, adjective, ouch. Clauses, or the other name that it has is the relative clauses. Okay, so what do we have in this case? We're going to talk about two auxiliaries. No auxiliaries. We're going to talk about two words specifically with these object or relative clauses. The first one, when we talk about people and we want to describe some people, we're going to use who or maybe that. For example, if I tell you, Eunice, could you describe me, or maybe could you tell me what, okay, what an architect, what is an architect? Eunice?
Yes, teacher. Teacher.
Eunice, could you hear me?
A little bit, teacher. I think I don't know if it's my internet, but you sound
Oh,
entrecortado.
okay. Yes, I think it's the internet because your signal is in yellow. Maybe it's that.
Oh, sorry, teacher.
But
You were saying.
yeah, I can hear you. Don't worry. Okay, but I was telling you about, for example, what is an architect?
Un arquitecto.
Yes, what is in English?
Mm, how I say an architect or
No. What is an architect? How could you describe an architect?
oh, an architect is like I describe his career or what he does.
Yes.
Well, an architect designs houses or departments. He also does, I don't know how to say it in English, maquetas or that stuff.
Okay.
But most of his work is designing things.
Okay, it's okay. So we're gonna use these relative clauses when we describe maybe some people, when we use who or that. For example, as you were saying, an architect is a person who, okay, it's a person who builds buildings, right? Or who builds houses, maybe. Okay, so this is an architect. And of course, we could use this with who, or we could use this with that. Okay, an architect is a person that builds houses. So in this case, it's like we are joining two statements in only one. Okay, so this is the relative clauses. When we describe some people, always we're going to use who or that in the middle of the sentence. Okay, an architect is a person who builds houses. Maybe a doctor is a person who helps people. And a student is a person who studies a lot. Okay, so we can describe people. Okay, the second relative that we have, it is not with people. It's gonna be with things. Okay, with things. And we have in this case, which or maybe that. So, I can describe here. For example, Eunice, could you tell me what a computer is?
Well, a computer is a um, we could say that a computer is a machine or is an
Yeah,
electronic machine. Is an
yeah,
electronic machine that uh, that contains large amounts of information.
okay, okay, perfect. So, we are describing a thing. In some cases, we're going to use, for example, which or that in order to talk about places also. Okay, for example, I can say that is the park, that is the park which I used to go. Okay, ese es el parque el cual yo solía ir. So I could use with which or that when we talk about things or places. But when we talk about for people, I always going to use who or that. Who with people and that the same with people, but the difference here is that who we use for formal sentences and that for informal sentences. Okay, so is it clear until here, Eunice?
Yes, teacher, I just wanted to, how we say this, asegurar that in who is for people, for describe people, and which is for describe things or places.
Yes, yes. So just this for these relatives. And this we're gonna see some examples that we have. For example, we have this. You're the two people I wanted to see. In some cases, in so many cases, we can have or we can use the relative clauses, but in others, it's not necessary to use a relative clause because it has sense. So we have to be very careful when we have an option, for example, that it says like no relative clause, and it is because the sentence has sense. So it's not necessary to have um, a relative, okay? So in this case, for example, we're not using, but if we want to put it, we can put it. You are the two people who I wanted to see. I can use or maybe I can't use. With both ways, the sentence has sense. Okay. When we talk, for example, about things, we have this. This is the tape that I told you about. So in this case, I'm talking about the tape, that it is an object, a thing. So that's why I'm using with that. Okay, the other. Let's see with a little bit more of details. So here, now we can see this. And the following statements, it says, we're gonna see these objects, okay, of the verb in the conversation. So we have here, for example, let's see this another example. We heard that the conversation. The conversation will clear Nick's name. Okay, so this is gonna have a relative here. Who are that when we talk about maybe person or people? There is someone who I have to go see. Okay. Uh, in this case, what am I using? I'm using the relative who. Why? Because I'm talking about this person. We don't know the name, but this is a person. Someone expressed that we are talking about a person. Or maybe there's someone that I have to go see. So I can use who or I can use that. Both are gonna be okay. Okay, so what do we have after this? In some cases we could use whom, but the meaning of this whom, it means a quien. Okay, a quien, not only quien. So it's gonna be a quien. And this is considered like a formal relative clause, a quien. So after this, what do we have? We have that or which when we talk about things. My conversation wasn't the only one that she recorded. In this case, for example, what am I using? I'm using that. Why? Because I'm talking about the conversation. It's like a thing. Or maybe my conversation wasn't the only one which she recorded. I'm talking about the conversation too. So I will use which or that. Okay. So what happened here? In some cases, as I was telling you, it's not necessary to put like the relative clause, or in some cases when we talk about plural, okay, when we are talking about many people, who or that, okay, it's gonna be the same. So this who or that works with singular and plural. That's the man who I saw. That's the man, only one man, singular. So it means quien. Those are the women who I saw. So I'm talking about two people, two women, right? So those are the women who I saw. Okay, plural. So always who with singulars or plurals. Okay, is it okay until here, Eunice?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay, so now let's go to the exercises.
Mm,
Objective clauses 1. Okay. Doesn't everyone who everyone likes he is the best? Why do we put likes he is? He is, it's like it's bad here because we're talking about only Nick is the player who everyone likes the best, right? Les gusta lo mejor. So it's not necessary to put he is. Okay. And in number 5, okay, in this case it is missing. Has. She has always wanted. Right? Has. The auxiliary.
Like this teacher, Adia hopes to get the promotion that she has always wanted.
Yes, first has. She has always wanted, yes. Okay. Perfect. Now it's okay, right? Excellent, Eunice. So this is the second grammar. And for about the third grammar that we're gonna see now, okay, today we're gonna cover the second hour, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so now let's finish with the survey with this hour. And after we're gonna continue with the second hour. Okay, so in 5 more minutes, we come back to the same link, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay.